Every year, more than 8,000 people in the United States are bitten by venomous snakes. The majority of those bites, the overwhelming majority, were completely preventable. Not because the snake attacked without warning, not because the person was careless or reckless, but because nobody ever taught them what a rattlesnake actually does in the seconds before it strikes. Here is the truth that most people don't know. A rattlesnake does not want to bite you. Venom is expensive, biologically expensive. It takes the snake days to replenish it, and using it on a human it cannot eat is a waste. So before a rattlesnake bites, it warns you, repeatedly, clearly, in a language that is completely readable, if you know what to look for. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what that language sounds like, looks like, and what to do the moment you see it. Because the difference between a close call and an emergency room visit is almost always the same thing, knowing what to look for before it's too late. Before we talk about warning signs, you need to be able to identify a rattlesnake with certainty. Because the United States is home to many non-venomous snakes that people mistake for rattlesnakes, and vice versa. There are 36 species of rattlesnakes found across North America, and they share a set of physical characteristics that make them identifiable even from a safe distance. The first identifier is the rattle. The rattle, at the tip of the tail, is unique to rattlesnakes. No other snake in North America has one. It is made of keratin, the same material as your fingernails, and each time the snake sheds its skin, a new segment is added. However, and this is critical, not all rattlesnakes will rattle before they strike. Young rattlesnakes may have only 1 or 2 segments producing very little sound. A rattlesnake that is surprised at close range may strike without rattling at all, so never rely on the rattle alone as your warning system. The second identifier is the head shape. Rattlesnakes, like all pit vipers, have a distinctly triangular head, wide at the back, pointed at the nose, clearly different from the narrow, uniform head of non-venomous snakes. This triangle shape accommodates the large venom glands behind the eyes. The third identifier is the pupils. At close range, if you are ever close enough to see this, a rattlesnake's pupils are vertical slits, like a cat's eye. Non-venomous snakes have round pupils. The fourth identifier is the body pattern. Most rattlesnake species have a distinctive pattern of diamonds, chevrons, or crossbands, typically in shades of brown, tan, gray, and black, designed to blend seamlessly with rocks, leaves, and desert floor. This camouflage is one of the main reasons people are bitten. They simply don't see the snake until they are already too close. Now for the critical information. When a rattlesnake feels threatened, when it cannot escape and perceives you as a danger, it goes through a predictable sequence of warning behaviors before it strikes. Understanding this sequence could save your life. Warning sign. Number 1. The rattle. When a rattlesnake begins shaking its tail rapidly, the segments vibrate against each other to produce the distinctive, dry, buzzing rattle. This sound can carry up to 60 feet in quiet conditions. If you hear this sound, freeze immediately. Do not take another step in any direction until you have located the source of the sound. The rattle means the snake has already detected you, already feels threatened, and is already in a defensive posture. Warning sign number 2. The coil. A rattlesnake preparing to strike will pull its body into a tight S-shaped coil. This coil is not just a defensive posture. It is the loading mechanism for the strike. A rattlesnake can strike accurately from this position at a distance of up to 2/3 of its body length. The average adult rattlesnake is 4 feet long, which means it can reach you from nearly 3 feet away without moving its body at all. If you see a rattlesnake coiled and facing you, you are already within strike range. Do not move toward it. Warning sign number 3. The flattened body. When a rattlesnake flattens its body against the ground, spreading its scales outward to make itself appear larger. This is a maximum threat display. The snake is telling you, as clearly as it possibly can, that it is prepared to defend itself. This posture often appears alongside the rattle and the coil. Warning sign number 4, the open mouth. This is the last warning before contact. A rattlesnake that opens its mouth and holds it open, exposing the fangs which fold down from the roof of the mouth, is a snake that has committed to striking if the threat does not retreat. At this point, the strike is measured in milliseconds. The average rattlesnake strike is faster than the human eye can track, reaching speeds of over 8 feet per second. Rattlesnakes are not deep wilderness animals. They are highly adaptable, and they live in close proximity to human homes throughout the southern and western United States, and in some species, as far north as Canada. The locations where people most commonly encounter rattlesnakes near their homes are predictable and avoidable. Woodpiles and rock piles are prime rattlesnake habitat. They offer shade, cover from predators, and a reliable supply of mice and rats that are attracted to the same areas. Never reach into a woodpile or move rocks with your bare hands. Use a stick or long tool to disturb the pile first and give any snake time to move away. Tall grass and leaf piles are another common encounter zone. Rattlesnakes move through tall grass invisibly, and stepping into unmowed areas without looking is one of the most common ways people are bitten. Always look before you step when walking through areas of tall vegetation. Garden beds and flower borders create ideal microhabitats. They are warm, moist, full of insects that attract mice, and usually undisturbed. Be especially careful when weeding or reaching into dense garden beds, garages and sheds, particularly those with gaps at the base of the door, are frequently entered by rattlesnakes seeking cool, dark shelter during hot weather. Check dark corners before reaching into them. If you see a rattlesnake, the correct response is simple in principle, but requires deliberate control over your instincts. Step 1. Stop moving immediately. Freeze exactly where you are. Fast movement toward a coiled rattlesnake is the trigger for a defensive strike. Step 2. Locate the snake exactly. Before you do anything else, know precisely where the snake is and how far away it is. Step 3. Back away slowly. Move directly backward, not sideways, not forward, in slow, smooth, deliberate steps. Give the snake a wide berth of at least 6 feet. In almost every case, once it senses that the threat is retreating, the snake will relax and eventually move away on its own. Step 4. Do not try to kill it. The statistics are very clear on this point. The majority of rattlesnake bites in the United States occur when someone attempts to pick up, move, or kill a snake they have encountered. A dead rattlesnake can still bite. The reflex action of the jaw can continue for up to an hour after death. If a rattlesnake is on your property and you want it removed, call a licensed wildlife removal professional. Step 5. If you are bitten, and this is equally important, do not do any of the things you have seen in movies. Do not cut the wound. Do not try to suck out the venom. Do not apply a tourniquet or ice. Do not give the person alcohol or aspirin. Call emergency services immediately. Keep the bitten limb at or below the level of the heart and try to remember or photograph the snake's appearance so the hospital can administer the correct antivenom. The rattlesnake is not a predator of humans. It is a prey animal, constantly at risk from hawks, eagles, coyotes, and roadrunners, that has one last line of defense when it feels cornered. That defense is its venom, and it uses it only when every other option has failed. The rattle you hear is not an attack, it is a request. It is the snake saying, "I know you're there. Please don't come any closer." Now you know what to listen for, what to look for, and exactly what to do. Share this with someone who spends time outdoors, hiking, gardening, or just living in rattlesnake country, because this information is genuinely useful, and most people don't have it. Subscribe to Animal Codes. Every week, we decode the animals around you so you always know what you're actually dealing with.